Good morning, I'm Ernst van Zyl. In the previous episode, we discussed how private property rights are under threat in South Africa. In this episode, we will discuss the matter of human rights violations. One of the most politically inconvenient facts about South Africa of the past few years has been the steady deterioration of the human rights situation under the ANC's watch, in particular regarding the treatment of minority communities. To keep this video from becoming movie length, I will stick to only documenting the period of 2025 regarding this topic. Every single claim made in this video will be backed up by sources, which can be found in AfriForum's latest The World Must Know report, which can be downloaded by following the link in the description or by visiting www.theworldmustknow.co.za. In August 2025, the US State Department's Bureau of Democracy, Human Rights and Labor released a detailed report, which found that the human rights situation in South Africa has deteriorated significantly. Some of the areas of particular concern include the Expropriation Act, policies that discriminate based on race, farm murders, violent rhetoric against minorities, and the Kill the Boer chant. The report reads, and I quote, "The South African government did not take credible steps to investigate, prosecute and punish officials who committed human rights abuses, including inflammatory racial rhetoric against Afrikaners and other racial minorities or violence against racial minorities." End quote. Under its section titled Torture and Cruel, Inhuman or Degrading Treatment or Punishment, the report finds that, and I quote, "Although the Constitution and law prohibited such practices, there were reports of police use of torture and physical abuse, some of which resulted in deaths, and there was potential for the exacerbation of those practices with the signing of the Expropriation Bill by the President on December 20th. This bill was first introduced to the National Assembly in October 2020. End quote. On this serious threat to private property rights, the report continues, and I quote, "The Expropriation Bill, enacted by the President as Expropriation Act 13 of 2024, was signed after nearly 20 years of debate, legal challenges and discussions around land reform, primarily because the act would permit the government to expropriate land without compensation under certain conditions. This act could enable the government to seize ethnic minority Afrikaners' agricultural property without compensation, following countless government policies designed to dismantle equal opportunity in employment, education and business, and extreme rhetoric and government actions fueling disproportionate violence against racially disfavored landowners." End quote. The report warns of, and I quote, "significant human rights issues such as the repression of racial minorities as well as intimidation or harassment," end quote, "of civil society groups for expressing opinions critical of the government." The latter is likely referring to the high treason investigation that was launched into AfriForum, Solidarity and the Solidarity Movement for their delegation's visit to Washington that was critical of the government. In addition, several threatening statements have been made by government officials directed at AfriForum. The report further mentions explicit acts of intimidation, harassment, and threats of violence against journalists by the ANC and EFF. The US State Department's report also mentions the EFF, which it correctly classifies as an extremist political party that encourages attacks on Afrikaners and farmers or Boers. This report underscores the legitimacy of farm murders as a serious, real issue and notes that, and I quote, "In recent years, extremist political party, the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, encouraged attacks on Afrikaner farmers, reviving the use of the song Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer at its rallies and otherwise inciting violence." End quote. Well, there you have it. How the human rights situation has deteriorated in South Africa in 2025 under the ANC-led government's watch. What would you like to see the South African government do regarding human rights violations under its watch? Let us know in the comments. All of the information covered and presented in this video and more can be found in AfriForum's The World Must Know report, which can be found in the description of the video or at the following website, www.theworldmustknow.co.za. You can help AfriForum get the truth out about South Africa by downloading and sharing our report, as well as sharing this video. You can also help strengthen our efforts by becoming a member, link in the description. In the next video, we will be discussing the kill the boer, kill the farmer chant and anti-minority and anti-white rhetoric in South Africa. As always, don't just believe what we say, research what we say.